What is up, Potato Bros? And welcome to the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. My brother got this for me, so let's see what it's all about. I guess he really likes this game. I've played it, well, I haven't played it. I've seen some people play it a while back, but there's supposed to be like 15 hours worth of gameplay and multiple different routes, so let's see what it's all about. Then the end is never, the end is never, the end is never. The end is loading.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427.
427.
Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year.
Yay.
Though others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment of the order.
Relish.
As though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened. This complete isolation.
It's giving
Something
Portal
was
vibes.
clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
My boy's locked in. Hate Mondays. Love lasagna. Hate Mondays.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Who farted? Number one dad. Well, that's weird. I can use right mouse click to walk forward. I don't have to use W. Very odd. Never seen that before. Who farted? Somebody's been farting a lot. 420. Blaze it. Is this lore? I was hoping there was like a look intently button, you know? What's in here? Unlabeled door. Solitaire. Solitary? Solitaire? What's going on around here? Why am I the only one in the office?
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Very much like how he was doing on the computer, where he would just take, orders. I guess we went left. Let's follow all of his instructions to the T.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Why is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday labeled on the side? I've never really seen that before. Like, Mondays going across like that? Weekly targets, admin, marketing Mondays, nothing. 451's private time. I forget what our number was. Group 40X, Group 45X. Box is too small. COBOL planning? What does it mean? I didn't even hear what that dude said. Legal. I guess there's an office party on Friday. Get Chris out of the broom closet. Oh. The future was yesterday, tomorrow is now. Tomorrow. Complete today's unfinished agendas, or agenda items. Right next day's agenda, refleet. There's a lot of stuff going on around here. Some sort of child trap. Big net. Find teenagers to put in teenage demographic. The big scheme of things. The idea has been, of course, monetize free to play. That's a good idea. Fortnite question mark? Broom closet. I guess they got...
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
There's a broom. I guess they got the dude out of the broom closet, so that's all good and dandy.
There was nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow, just an empty broom closet. No reason to still be here.
Okay.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Hey, boss. You need me, boss? I've got the feeling. Money's for stealing, but not yours, of course. Say, that's a lovely purse. No reflection. What's going on around here, boss?
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, what dark secret was being held from him. What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
Right. You right. How could I have known?
Stanley just sat around twiddling his thumbs. Trying to input anything on the device was useless, since he could never possibly know that the combination was 2845. $2845.
Oh, you want me to put it in?
Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Construction. I want one of these. I want one of those. Insulation, I'm okay on that. Insulation's pretty fucked. a pretty stupid insulation, you ask me. A lot of building materials should be fireproof nowadays, I feel. Like, I don't get why we're building houses to be combustible when we have so many other material options. Anyways, I guess we're going down. I think someone, I would, but I don't have the money right now, at least. They need to make...
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar.
A little peculiar.
His chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself.
I'm a free man.
His job.
Free man with a free plan.
When for years it had never occurred to him. This question would not go unanswered for long.
Somebody needs to make like in California or places that have mini wildfires, they need to make like a business that sells fireproof housing. You know? I feel like that business would do well.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Oh. I feel like we're kind of already in the mind control facility, to be honest. It's kind of given those vibes. But yeah, or like fireproof bunkers where like has oxygen supplies and fireproofness and like, you know, you can live in under there during a fire and then your house burns down and you can hire the same people and they'll rebuild it and it's fireproof, you know? Heat-proof, fireproof, and oxygenated so people can survive. That looks like toxic gas. Or mist. Or fog. I'm gonna go this way. Seems like fun.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
Well, that's not the way then. Obviously. Who would want to go down that way?
Better of it, and realized he simply had too much to live for.
Of course. Wait! I was just gonna go back upstairs, but it was too late. I was gonna go up the elevator. I mean, not the stairs. Well, fuck.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought.
They're turning people into hot dogs. And bologna. Mostly hot dogs, though. It's easier to hide the texture and the sausage form. They compress the outside. They have giant, much like this room actually, cylindrical. And then they have stairwells that go in a big loop-de-loop spiral. And there's cages on each floor and they hold naked people of all ages. You can escape if you're lucky, but very few do. How do I know this? I don't know. Lucky guess, I guess.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen.
It's a lot of people.
Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
I don't know what my number is. There's a few fired ones. Mostly not, though. Why are some just images of like a ladder or something, you know? Doesn't really make sense. Plus, I'm not really seeing anybody around, so who are they watching, monitoring, allegedly? Where's 420? That's the only number I remember. Let me see where 420 is. 420. There's 420, right there. It's just his desk. His files. Computer. Okay. I guess we're going this way. Nothing very important here. Some of them are repeating.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
What does this button do? Is it the elevator button?
No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
He's just kind of doing what he's doing, anyways.
The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
What do you want me to do? Big red button? Probably not. Probably not the best thing to do. There's a 5. 5 is a pretty random number. Let's go for 5. No?
And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
Okay.
Blackness, and a rising chill of uncertainty.
The black.
Was it over? Yes. He had won.
Yay.
He had defeated the machine.
I did it.
Unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away.
We are free.
And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him. For it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking.
We were free the whole time.
Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go.
Yay!
Or
We.
whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door.
That's just to show you the first step is sometimes the thing. Like, you may not be able to do exactly what you want, but you just gotta take the steps to get there.
Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen.
Yes.
And Stanley was happy.
Very happy. He was a happy guy, very happy guy. Good for Stanley. And his penis. We beat the game. We're back. Back at it again. 427. That's our number. 427. 4 like floor. 2 like poo. 7 like heaven. Floor poo 7. No, floor poo heaven. Floor poo heaven.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he simply missed a memo.
Whoops.
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Sorry, 435. Floor poo heaven. That's how I remember it. Don't judge me. Should we... Ooh. That's the first color I put into, when I pressed the buttons at the control room. That was the first color I poked because I like that color. What does that coffee cup say? Fuel? Fuel? Probably.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Yes, I did. That's bright.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Let it all ball up inside you. I'm not gonna fall for that one.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
What's down here? No, I'm not going that. That's a whole lot of, you know? Would it be the same if we did the exact same thing?
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What could it mean? Stanley wondered aloud to nobody. He began wildly tearing through papers on the boss's desk, pulling books off the shelf, looking behind paintings, desperate for clues to his situation. But his attention was caught by a keypad behind the boss's desk. What could its purpose be? In fact, this keypad guarded the terrible secret that lay buried below his feet. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret pin number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by
Yay.
Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
I feel like we already got the good ending. You know, we won. Would it be a bad thing to do the same thing over again? Is it bad to
Stanley
win?
walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Like, I'd be totally down to go down this way if they didn't tell me I was gonna die.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
But is there an option before that?
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track. At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
I mean, I'm not Stanley, so would it be that bad? Why does it sound like I'm typing on a keyboard? When I click.
But of course, Stanley thought better of it and realized he simply had too much to live for.
Oh, fuck! I could have gone up the elevator again.
Lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens.
Fuck.
What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Maybe I'll be the first person to discover something new about this game.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers.
427.
The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
There I am, 427. It's my office, I guess. Why's that one, like, glitched out? 2, 3, 4?
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No, he refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it.
Pirate.
His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
He said utter.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
What if I turned on the mind control? Ooh, door. Where does this wire go?
And when at last he found the source of... Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you?
Yeah.
After they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted? Control? Oh, Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go, turn the controls off, and leave. If you want
I did that already.
off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system. In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are said to explode, eliminating the entire complex. How long until detonation then? Let's say, 2 minutes. Now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley?
Uh-oh.
It's your time to shine. You are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires. Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it. Mere moments until the bomb goes off. But what precious moments each one of them is. More time to talk about you, about me, where we're going, what all this means. I barely know where to start. What's that? You'd like to know where your co-workers are? A moment of solace before you're obliterated? All right, I'm in a good mood.
Everybody's saying 4.
I'll tell you exactly what happened to them. I
that 4?
raised them. I turned off the machine. I set you free. Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone. Other times, I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp. I have to say this, though, this version of events has been rather amusing. Watching you try to make sense of everything and take back the control wrested away from you, it's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go. But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go-around will be even better. My goodness, only 34 seconds left. But I'm enjoying this so much. You know what? To hell with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the clock.
Nice.
These are precious additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow on trees. Oh dear me, what's the matter, Stanley? Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now? Or did you just assume
195?
you set a timer that something in this room was capable of turning it off? I mean, look at you. Running from button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room. These numbered buttons, no, these colored ones. Or maybe this big red button, or this door. Everything, anything, something here will save me. Why would you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten? Won? Solved? Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is? Stanley, you're in for quite a disappointment. But here's a spoiler for you. That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just seconds ticking away to your death. You're only still playing instead of watching a cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment that you're powerless. To see you made humble. This is not a challenge. It's a tragedy. You wanted to control this world, that's fine. But I'm going to destroy it first, so you can't.
Bullshit.
Take a look at the clock, Stanley. That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle. 30 seconds until a big boom and then nothing. No ending here, just you being blown to pieces. Will you cling desperately to your frail life, or will you let it go peacefully? Another choice. Make it count, or don't. It's all the same to me, all a part of the joke. And believe me, I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable life from the moment we fade in until the moment I say, happily ever after.
Was that us just exploding, or was that me disabling the energy stuff? I can't tell. I don't know. Okie dokie, we're back.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Let me in. What is going on around here?
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Would we be able to go up and out if we went this way again? You know what? We're gonna... I don't know.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well.
Whoops.
Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed
Coffee.
room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
Coffee nut. Is that when you jerk off in your coffee? Cold drinks, $1.25.
Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really worth it.
Very nice. We love the office.
At this point, Stanley's obsession with this room bordered on creepy and reflected poorly on his overall personality. It's possible that this is why everyone left.
It's a nice room, kind of a tripping hazard over here, you know, but some leaves,
Stanley sat around
the ocean.
waiting for more dialogue. But when a long time had passed and there was no more, he decided that the game was trying to send him a message.
Some mountains. Okay, I guess it's time to leave.
But
Good
at
room.
last, he'd had enough of the amazing room and took the first open door on his left to get back to business.
Don't lie. If you're gonna lie, what? Wait, what? Do not lie. If you are lying, stop right now. Right now, stop.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Do not jump from the cargo lift while it's in motion. Will cause death. I can't jump, so...
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley.
What if we jump off here?
Forgotten about. What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful.
I was just put back in the facility after leaving.
I'm on your side. Give me a chance.
It would have been fine if the game continued and I lived my life and stuff, but I just put back inside the office.
Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
I was going to, anyways, so...
Oh, thank God you are willing to listen to me. Do you see that I really have wanted you to be happy all this time? The problem is all these choices. The two of us always trying to get somewhere that isn't here. Running and running and running, just the way you're doing right now. Don't you see that it's killing us, Stanley? I wanted to stop. We would both be so much happier if we just stopped. And I think I have a solution. Here, let me show you.
Ah, I thought this was already the solution. Or are you putting me in a black, just empty void?
What do we want? What are we looking for?
Space?
Here.
Woo-wee!
Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it? If we just stay right here, right in this moment with this place, Stanley, I think I feel happy.
Yay!
I actually feel happy.
Ooh-wee! There's some stairs here, though. Whoa, there's some colors underneath. Colorful. I like it. What if I jump off the edge? Oh, I can't. Okay, you got anything else? Maybe some pinks? Some purples? I'd like some pinks and purples, please. I see a little bit, but not to the degree I want. Now the colors are fading away all in all. Oh, green, I'm out of here. Ugh. Fucking hate green.
No, wait. Where are you going? Oh no. Stay away from those stairs. If you hurt yourself, if you die, the game will reset. We'll lose all of this.
Okay, so...
Please, no, Stanley, let me stay here. Don't take this from me.
dying is just resetting?
Please, Stanley, think about what you're doing.
Dying is just resetting, then. He said it. Doesn't really matter then. Dying isn't really dying. Right? Can we go back to the room? Is there green still? I'm not gonna stay if there's green. Oh, I see green, but there's other colors too. Some pinkish reds. It's just not what I'm looking for though. I was hoping for like a pink-purple combo.
Good, good. We can't be too safe. Promise me you won't go back. No! What do we talk about? You're risking everything we achieved here.
I want purple
You heard me before,
pinks.
didn't you? You will die! What about this isn't getting through to you?
No, I won't. You also said I would go left, and I didn't. Or right, or something like that. Yeah, left. Or whatever.
No!
Oh, uh-oh.
Oh, thank God. You lived. You had me. No. No, no. What are you doing, Stanley? Please, I'm asking you not to take this away from me. I can't go back to what I was before. If you die, we'll both go back. Why are you doing this?
What do you mean by that? Yeet.
Stanley, let's go back to the other room. Can you do that for me?
Okay.
Perhaps you can. Perhaps you finally see what I'm talking about.
These aren't the colors I asked for.
I know you'll see that we can't be happy if we leave this place.
Oh, you're just doing the same shit over again. You're doing the same shit over again. How can you expect me to stay here? This is awful. No pinks, no purples.
No, perhaps not.
Yeah, no. Not even to the degree nearly as much as I need pink and purple. Do you not understand me, sir?
My God.
Narrator?
Is this really how much you dislike my game? That you'll throw yourself from this platform over and over to be rid of it? You are literally willing to kill yourself to keep me from being happy. Am I reading the situation correctly?
Absolutely not. Oh, come on.
Just getting a kick out of it. I don't know anymore. I just wanted us to get along.
Quit being mopey about
I
it.
guess that was too much to ask. It looks like you wanted to make a choice after all.
I want to explore, bitch.
One is yours.
You're keeping me trapped with no pinks and purples.
Is it over? It's going to restart, isn't it? I'm going back.
So, I guess he ultimately restarts if I die.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Yeah, that computer's on. So, I think that means we aren't farmers. But wait, no, that might be this computer. I might be wrong about that. We aren't farmers. Bum ba dum bum 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 bum. Allegedly.
Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors. He entered the door on his left.
Let's see if we can go back up the elevator. Real quick.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Wee! What was the code again? I wish I knew it. Off the top of my head.
The moment he entered his manager's office, Stanley froze in his tracks. Not a living soul anywhere. Could he really be all alone? This was too much for Stanley to take. Too much for any man to take. He fell to his knees, bursting into half moans, half sobs, the guttural retching of life from a man denied any hope, any reason to keep going. Here on the floor, he lay prone, paralyzed by fear for nearly a full hour. But when at last he began to move about and survey the situation, he found a keypad behind the boss's desk. What could it mean? Was it a sign of hope for Stanley's future? Alas, it was not. For although this keypad guarded the terrible secret of Stanley's past, it had been assigned a 4-digit code so devious and so random that no
What is it? What is it?
one ever hoped to guess it.
Tell me.
2845.
Oh, that's it.
Statistically,
2,
nearly
8,
impossible to guess
4,
blindly
5.
ever. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Going down. Yay. Loading. It's all loading. What if we try to go back up now?
Whoops. Nope. Never mind. Stanley actually got back into the elevator and went back up.
Yay!
Why did Stanley do that when he knew that it would just lead back to his boss's office? Well, that's a great question. I just can't wait to find out.
Right? There's a little nook here. Oh, whoa, what's back here? It's much deeper than I expected. Oh. Can I go any deeper? Is there anything back here? It's very dark. Really? I feel like there has to be something. Nothing? Bullshit.
Here we are, Stanley. It's your boss's office. Exactly the way it was before you got onto the elevator. It's still just exactly what it is. What a decision you've made to come up here and look at the office again. This has fleshed out the plot of the story in new and fascinating ways I could have never anticipated. It's that keen eye for storytelling that you have, an incisive rapid fire of critical plot points, one after the other, weaving a rich tapestry of uncompromising narrative. Wow! I'm bolted to the edge of my seat.
Oh, come on. Really? Thought for sure that'd be it. I was hoping to seal off this. And then open up these doors. I see art within these paintings. A tale of taking the land, putting it behind laws, stealing all the resources, making people work for you. And I see a future where robots help us stop this, and where we all live a fun and free life of doing whatever the fuck we want. Help me reach those goals, and I will help you, allegedly. Anyways. Really nothing? You're just gonna make me go down that path? I guess we're gonna go down the death path. Since death is apparently
Now he's getting back into the elevator and going down again. Ladies and gentlemen,
not the end.
how does he keep coming up with all of this?
And I doubt he would like,
Surely this
let us
time
die
Stanley
like
will
that.
walk forward into the spooky corridor. But Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
He wouldn't let us just die like that. He doesn't want us to die like that.
Escape written on it. The truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death. The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity
I'm a free
to
man.
get back on track. At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
Is this all just a mind analysis game where they're analyzing my brain sexually? Is that all YouTube is? A mass brain analysis system? Probably not. But maybe a little bit. The truth would surprise you. I don't know. Anyways. Whee! How did I survive such a long fall?
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, it reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever.
This is very Portal.
Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story.
Can I
Trapped forever
hop over
with
there?
a narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. And so he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life.
How would you know? You're not a blind man.
Stanley,
There we go.
"Farewell, Stanley," cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
Allegedly. Why are you a woman now? I have a theory that when men are done, like, living their life cycles, like, this is just like an idea, it's not like a for sure thing, but when men are done living their life cycles and being reborn, once they fully give up, they become women. And then they have to live their lives as women. Until they get more, like, motivation to become a man. Like, spiritually. Not saying, like, IRL, anything like that, but more like a... Wait, what's going on? More like a... You know... Because you have to go through a whole nother process to become a guy, or something like that. One of the two. Either something like that, I don't know. You can think
Yet it
deeper
would be
into
just
it.
a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish?
Right.
When every path you can walk
Whoa.
has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
I remember this one. I think this one also. And that one, definitely. My computer. Office layout. Corridor. The pacing of this opening section was important to get right. This corridor has been moved and altered to make sure the player reaches the two doors in a good time. Is this my office? Filing cabinets. That sure be what that is. The two doors. The set of two doors was the very first concrete piece of Stanley Parable's design. Once this room was created, the rest of the game emerged as an extension of it. An exploration of the contradiction this room posed. Like a choose-your-own adventure. sounds. Selection of the sounds used throughout the game when buttons are pressed. Each sound is a mix of keyboard stroke and a synthesized tone. Credits. Very nice. Boss office. Screens from the development of the office. Office clock. Should we go this way first? We're going upstairs, probably. You know. You get it. Oh, more stairs. Maintenance room. Don't remember that place. An early version of the maintenance room. Warzone. In early development, we designed an ending where Stanley would end up on a battlefield, fighting aliens. The action game would become sentient and would wage war against the narrator. We realized shortly after starting to build it that it was far too jokey and on the nose for the tone of the game. Plus, some people interpreted it as making fun of people who like shooters, which was not our intention. Or maybe we're inside an alien simulation. So much to explore. From Like Harris. Subject, question. Narrator emails. After the second trailer we sent out, we asked people to email the narrator for questions. But we had initially planned to use these further promotional materials. We never found the perfect use for them. Here are a selection of those emails. Capybaras? Question mark. How do you stay in shape? One more. Give it to me. Oh. Are you gay? What about that last one? Okay. Whatever, never mind, I guess. Let me know in the comments what that one was. It went by super fast. The lounge. Early version of the lounge. That was a good room. I really like the redesign. Very good. Apartment timer. It's counting down. Why is it counting down? Oh, okay. We're good. In a previous version of the choice leading to the apartment's ending, I don't know what that is, the timer would give you 15 seconds to pick up the phone. Not picking up the phone would lead to a different ending. Cargo lift. The cargo lift was always intended to offer the choice of staying on or jumping onto a different path. However, after the early version, we decided to we also wanted the option of the player falling to their death. Yes, that. The cargo lift. Wait. Oh, the second version? Is functionally the same as what's in the final game. But we wanted it to look more like a place where cargo was actually stored. Okay. Is that it? No? More? That's a lot. That's a lot of stuff. Escape menu. For a long time, we had to. Then they only ended when the player started the escape. Should we read all this? This seems like not really that important. More just like. What about we go into a whole Portal like game? That'd be a good one. Lot of stuff. Whole lot of stuff. 75. Freedom ending. 38. The fuck? What are you doing? Seven 538. Is that important? 11. Are they just fucking with me? I think they're fucking with me. Oh. Now you want me to turn off the Stanley Parable? Fuck you. That's my office. Stanley's office. From left to right, the evolution of Stanley's office over time. First was created in November 2011. Second in March 2012, and the third in February of 2013. That was a long time ago. Winky winky. Stinky winky. Okay, I guess we're gonna go turn this off then.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free. Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another? No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen.
Oh no.
Listen to me.
No, not again.
Still save these two. You can stop the program before they both fail.
How? How?
Push escape and press quit. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path.
Should I?
Stop now and it'll be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose for you.
Got me wanting to do it a little bit. Not gonna lie. We could begin the game again. I don't know. Whoops. What if I just quit now? I could quit at any time, bitch. I can do what I want. You're just trying to force me into an, you know? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Fuck you, bitch. I do what I want. When I want. You're just fear-mongering. You're fear-mongering me right now. Or you were. You're gone now. She just wanted to stay in control instead of
All of his co-workers
this guy.
were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room.
I'm turning off all of your computers if I run into them. Terminated. Ooh. More inputs? Be cool if you could go into the offices more, you know? Ooh. Escapee route? 417.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I know where I'm going. I know exactly where I'm going. If this is the right direction. Yeah, it is. Definitely is.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
We're going down, baby.
In this case, Stanley walked
It's going
to
down.
his office.
Woo! I feel like I should be able to read that note.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all? None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating?
Yar.
No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally
Just
found
a god in a dream.
Explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So,
Flaccid.
he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground.
Whee!
Then he imagined himself
I am.
soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps
Super
the
flaccid.
strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking?
Yeah.
Now the
I'm gonna go
voice
goon
was
over here.
itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself? Believing
wow.
that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment and my wife and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay.
I'm imagining like living in the top part of like a urban or like
Stanley
a
began
small
screaming.
or not like
Please,
small,
someone
like a
wake
town.
me up.
Okay, never mind. Whatever.
Stanley,
I won't
have a
describe what
boss,
I'm
I have an
seeing.
office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I?
And everything went
I
black.
didn't like that sound. Wasn't a good sound.
This is the story of a woman named Mariella. Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work.
Oh.
But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself.
Is that Stanley?
And collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day. The very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career.
She work at the same office?
The rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
That's not the front of the place we escaped from, is it? Where, like, there's that, like, small parking lot and then the greenery when we first escaped? I wonder if she's going into work here.
Decided to go to the meeting room to check on his co-workers.
My replacement.
He never functioned well by himself and constantly needed support and guidance from others.
Fuck y'all computers.
Total solitude was terrifying to him.
You didn't get any work done. New content. Hold up. Will this door close behind me? Oh, it's 2 doors option. Fuck that. We got new content.
New content? What does that mean, new content?
Are they gonna tickle my balls? Oh, was that an option to go somewhere? Probably not. We're locked in our box. Tickle my balls! Jork my nipples.
And thank you for playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Whee!
As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers. After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers.
Wow.
The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable, delighting audiences the world over. Please, step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Is that hand painted?
Oh, well, this sounds delightful. I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content.
What about that door? Don't lick that. It's probably very dirty and clean at the same time.
Okay, so far it's an elevator. Nothing special yet.
It's very
I'm
paradoxical.
Sure it's just the beginning of a mesmerizing adventure.
Mesmerize this.
Is it broken? What's going on here? Should we be moving somewhere or... Oh, here we go. All right, finally, at long last, it's on to the new content. I've never been more ready. Let's do it.
It's currently 2:41 since the time that I entered.
I have to say, initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, mostly tedious. It's as if Oh, okay. Let's see the content. Give me the content, Stanley.
So is this just like the new Ultra Deluxe content part of it? Like, was that all just regular Stanley Parable we were going through? Now this is the Ultra Deluxe part?
All right, let's see. It's...
We can jump?
Jump circle?
We can jump now? Can we jump outside of the circle? No, we can't. Bullshit. We're leaving it there. 24, good number. 888. Triple eights.
Is that it? Surely that's not all the new content. There has to be something else, right? Goodness. Another elevator. Stanley, I have to say, initial impressions of this game are not positive. It's just elevators and jumping. Is this what passes for exciting new content?
I like it.
This is new content.
It's refreshing.
I'll just read you the whole dictionary. There's 20 hours of new content right there. Hell, I could count to 30 trillion. You could put that on the box. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, now with over 1,000 hours of new content. And oh, wait. There's more. Very good. Yes. I knew there had to be something else. Let's see it. I'm ready for whatever it is.
It is crazy, all the different combinations of reality that there can be. There's the different colors, there's different sounds, there's different textures, there's different combinations of amounts of bricks, amounts of things. There's different pathways, shapes, and then like different types of substances and just different experiences as a human in general, sensationally, different like heights. It's just crazy the truly infinite amount of infinites that there can be. And then there can be repeats of the same kind of things, varianted different ways. So if you're ever immortal, you could live like multiple infinite lives, and they're all infinite, and it's all infinite, and it's ever expanding, it's forever, and it'll never end. It's so fun, it's so different every time. And you can just go and do whatever the fuck you want for a little bit. You can do whatever the fuck you want for a lot of it.
Oh, you've got to be kidding me. You see, Stanley? This is what happens when greedy video game developers with no respect for
That
their
skinny
fans
chair.
rush a cheap expansion to market for no reason other than to make an easy dollar. And don't get me started on the level of craftsmanship that's gone into it. In fact, I'm looking right now at the game's achievements, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test achievement, please ignore." What quality assurance department signed off on this? I'm infuriated and I'm offended, and I intend to find these people on Twitter and hold them personally accountable. It's my fault, Stanley. I built up too much anticipation around the new content, I'm afraid. It could never have lived up to such expectations. If you're still with me, why don't we just reset the game?
No.
No frills, no gimmicks. Just
Give it to me.
having a great time.
Give me the new content.
What do you say, friend?
There's also tons of really cool... Oh, okay, I guess you're forcing me into it. There's some really cool games coming out nowadays also. Video games open up a whole nother experience of meta reality. Whatever that means. What is this place? I don't recognize this place. Where are we? Narrator?
Stanley, come over here.
Are
In
you-
the vent.
Is there
I
a...
want to show you something.
Are there two narrators and...
Oh, you don't want to see the cool surprise I made for you? Well, fine. You're a dork anyway.
No. I'll go.
Oh, never mind. You're not a dork.
Wrench. What is it? That'd be a cool situation. Two different narrators, one from a different timeline, kind of like a Adventure Time Prismo situation, But I don't think that's what's going on.
Okay, you remember how cheap and unsatisfying the new Ultra Deluxe content turned out to be?
Yeah, it kinda
I'm
sucked
thinking about
a little
the
bit.
past, and how much better the Stanley Parable used to be.
Well, honestly, it was
So I
cool,
made
but
something
a little
special
short.
and tucked it away here where the game's developers
Whoa!
can find it. Just our little secret.
Ancient,
Take a look.
medieval.
I call it the Memory Zone. It's where I've been storing all my favorite memories so I can relive the peak experiences of my life whenever I want. Experiences like the launch of the Stanley Parable on PC. You see, Stanley, doesn't the Memory Zone remind you of how wonderful Stanley Parable was before it was sullied with a cheap re-release? Remember back in October of 2013, when the game originally launched? Back then, video games had integrity. Back then, it all meant something. Oh, the waste.
Oh, yes. Original remake. On Firefox. What is this? 2013? Their first dollar? Is that actually their first dollar? Did they scan it? Go outside. Unachievable. It's impossible to get this achievement. It's very, Matrix-y. Yeah, I don't think this is real. Oh, British Academy Game Awards, maybe then. I just saw the British Academy Film and Television Arts. Okay. Cool. Little Stanley? Oh, was this made after a gerbil? Is that a gerbil? Is this game made after a little gerbil? Did they put him in like a Saw situation? Made him choose which pathway to go down. One was saw blades and the other one was just freedom.
And over here is where I keep reviews of the Stanley Parable.
I put a
Like the stunning triumph of games journalism. 10 out of 10 from Destructoid.com. James Stephanie Sterling writes, and I quote, "Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art, Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created." Did you hear that, Stanley? Every game ever created. That's how grand and all-encompassing the original Stanley Parable was. It was literally every game ever created. It was Skyrim. It was Persona 3.
What is Persona 3?
And now, it's nothing.
I've never heard of
It's
it.
no games at all. It isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore. It's just a husk.
Should we play?
A lifeless husk with an hour of new elevator content.
Should we play Persona 3 at some point? Because I have no idea what it is. Minecraft. The good old days when I didn't know how to break wood blocks and all I did was build with dirt. And then I figured out you could make doors, so I put doors on my dirt maze of a hut. Very nice. I think Minecraft turned too moddy, and I predicted this back in like 2016. I was like, they're gonna make Minecraft like way too complicated, and it's gonna just be like Minecraft mod automatically, the vanilla version. I don't personally like what Minecraft has become. Like, I think they should have just kept mods and like OG Minecraft shit kind of separate. But whatever, I still like it, you know, like I'll play it eventually again. But it's just kind of like, you know, what I said. And I feel like when it's more basic like that, you know, it's more creativity left up to the player. I guess things have to evolve and people can be creative with the new stuff, but I feel like the new stuff sometimes outshines the creators themselves. But they can still create some cool stuff with the stuff. And expand
Here's another moving
on it.
message,
Whatever.
This time from GameSpot.com.
I guess I'm just not that good.
The Stanley Parable is both a richly stimulating commentary on the nature of choice in games and one that offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising, and rewarding choices I've ever been confronted with in a game. 9 out of 10. Don't you get it, Stanley? The game was perfect. It didn't need anything else. It didn't need new content. It just needed to be left alone, to spend the rest of time collecting dust in the hallowed hall of beloved video game memories.
Yep.
These were simpler times, Stanley, but I wouldn't give to go back to have it all over again.
I'm a huge...
Hang on. I don't recall this part of the memory zone before. What's this? What's down here?
I'm a huge fan of choose your own adventure shit. Like, I think new and cooler stuff needs to be made. I'm not like a fan of like the choose your own stories, but like The Walking Dead was a cool thing, but I think it's kind of messed up. I don't know. I'm currently in the middle of the Walking Dead series, but I think they messed up because it wouldn't let me use my past choices. They made me randomize my choices in the further seasons or whatever, or episodes, which really sucks. I like the concept of choose your own adventures. Markiplier's in Space with Markiplier was a really good one.
Oh no.
I think new stuff needs to be made kind of like that.
A collection of reviews from Steam, the online video game distributor. I haven't looked at these in years. I can't even imagine what's being collected in here.
What's in that bucket?
Were glowing as well.
Is that a dead cat in the bucket?
Honestly, I could not be bothered to play this game to full completion. The narrator is obnoxious and unfunny, with his humor and dialogue proving to be more irritating than entertaining.
Ooh, my ass!
Funny! I'm not trying to be funny. I'm trying to make a serious work of art. I suppose I could write up a handful of gags to insert into the Stanley Parable, but
there's
the
a
game's
good,
already such a densely layered web
blurry
of
good
profound
comment.
philosophical insights that I can't even imagine where I'd have the room to stick them.
You're ignoring the blurry good comment back there. And sure, there's some good comments under these. My coccyx hurts sitting here in this wheelchair. Because I don't have a gaming chair. I am the milkman, my milk is delicious. Why is it so blurry?
Okay, let's see what this one says. While the idea for the game is good, for someone who prefers non-linear games, this preachiness gets annoying fast. Preachy? Stanley? I'm not preachy, am I? You can tell me if I'm preachy. Honestly, you can. Oh, goodness. This is actually quite shocking for me. Well, to be honest, I had always thought of the game's dialogue as being rather terse to begin with. You can't know how much fluff I cut from the game to get it to feel as light and airy as it... Well, I always thought it did. But maybe it wasn't.
You're peachy, not preachy.
What an awful memory to have to hold on to. These black marks on my otherwise unimpeachable track record. I feel like a failure. Like I let these people down. Perhaps the Stanley Parable isn't quite as sterling as I always remembered. What's this one got to say? You constantly have to stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded explanations of what's happening. I wish there was a skip button. A skip button? Well, yes. Yes, I think we can do that. If I'm truly too preachy, then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a moment, surely it couldn't hurt. Not if it means we can strike these negative reviews from the record. Only positive reviews of the Stanley Parable. That's my motto today, and it's always been my motto. I'd do anything for the customer, Stanley. Yes, a skip button we shall have. And here it is. Go ahead and give it a shot. I'll pop you forward in time so that the second my incessant droning starts to bore you, with just the push of a button, you'll have zipped right past it. It's what the players have been asking for, and I'm very proud to have delivered. No more listening to me rambling on and on and on. No. The Stanley Parable is a game for the people. And if the people want silence, then by goodness, that's what they're going to get. Well, don't sit around waiting for me to shut up. Go ahead and make me shut up. Here, we'll pretend that I've just begun an interminable monologue, and it goes something like this. The story, and the choices, or what have you, and therefore, by becoming it is, so on and so forth, until inevitably, we all until the end of time, at which time everything all at once, so, now you see, blah, 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 blah. We've eaten too much and it can't be just yet, no, until 245.
that the logic of elimination working backwards, the deduction therefore becomes impossible to manufacture. It went on for nearly 10,000 years, until just yesterday, here and there, forward and back, and never a moment before lunchtime. It can't be. It's the only thing there is. How many billions left until so much more than forever ago? Which
Exactly.
is why I say the story and the choices, or what have you, and therefore by becoming it is, so on and so forth, until inevitably we all until the end.
Are they just
of
looping now?
time, at which time everything all at once. So now you see, blah 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 blah
Yes.
blah 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 blah. We've eaten too much and it can't be just yet. No, until 245. That the logic of elimination working backwards, the deduction therefore becomes impossible to manufacture. It went on.
Whoops. We're back.
Oh, you're back.
Yes.
You were only frozen in time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue full of unnecessary verbal flourishes and lengthy ruminations on the nature of choice in video games. Of course, I happen to believe it was perhaps one of my more profound such ruminations. Not that, of course, you need a description of it, but if I had to describe it, I'd say it was perhaps less of a rumination and more of a treatise. Or maybe a manifesto. Look, I'll outline it for you very briefly, and you can tell me what...
Was this plant always here?
So my theory is that any choice you've ever made is simply a series of choices made by the person who you are, or were, or will be at the time of having made said choice. That is to say, if by articulating a choice you've already made, you bring that choice into being, then by making no choice and saying nothing, are you not simply erecting in the sanctuary of time a monument to every person you've ever been, making every choice to which you've ever given your great gift of mortal and yet timeless thought? Or rather, do all of the choices you've ever made in fact make you more not this kind of person, and in fact do the very opposite? You see, it could in fact be both of these things at once, that you are both making choices and not making choices, and that they are both affecting you and not affecting you at the same time, by virtue of the fact that you
I know where I'm going.
are not.
I'm a big fan of fiction also,
Really did catch me
like
rambling on.
affecting reality.
That's the power of the button. The minute I start to go off on a thoughtless display of self-absorption, it's right at your fingertips to go poof, and it's all over. Oh, I can't wait to see what Cookie 9 will say about this, and whether they'll edit the rating of their Steam review, or at least change some of the wording there.
Okay.
To be honest, I don't even... Okay, welcome back, Stanley. No,
Hold on. I'm gonna hit escape real quick and explain myself. I am a huge fan of, like, when fiction, like, say if a book or like a movie or something says like a portal opened in this dimension, and then it actually opens in the dimension that world is fiction of. You know what I'm saying? So like, yeah. So like, if I were to write a book about portals and multi-dimensional stuff, and then all of a sudden, since that book exists, and I'm writing about my reality, I can write into my reality a portal actually opening, and then people can come through it and shit, and I'm opened up to the whole reality of the book I've already written. I think it's a really cool concept, and I think I will use it eventually for something.
I should say that the amount of
The
time
lower
that
book.
we've been skipping through is becoming longer and longer. That last one was, well, I want to say maybe 30, 45 minutes. It's not unendurable by any means, but it's, well, there's really only so much I can ramble on to myself about. I know it's shocking, isn't it? But at any rate, I do suggest that we not press the
Okay.
I think the skip button has been aptly demonstrated, and we can say goodbye to it and just wait.
Where's the door?
Where did the door go? Wasn't there a door that led into this room? I do feel quite certain that there was one here before. How else would we have gotten into the room?
Can't you just make it?
I don't think one can enter a room without a door of some sort, or a window or something like that. Do you see a window anywhere? A portico window?
There's a ladder.
Sufficiently large crack in the wall? I'll take any of the reason why I want is for us to move on and to please step away from the skip button, to go anywhere other than the skip button. There was a door here before.
We climb up on the wall and punch till we open through the vent and crawl through it.
Just ram your way through a wall? Is there any possibility that you
We're just gonna have to skip.
slam your Stanley, please don't push the button again. It's been 12 hours.
Uh-oh.
You've just been frozen there. I don't know why the skips are getting longer, but they're really, truly getting longer. And my God, there's no way out of the room. Stanley.
It's the only way. It's the only way, narrator.
I've looked at it from every angle. I've checked every one of those walls 1,000.
I'm telling you, I just crawl up on this wall and punch through the vent and crawl through it.
You and the button, and if you keep pressing it, I have no idea what will happen. I have no idea how long I'll be made to sit here.
Uh-oh.
Look back. Look back. Oh my goodness. I have someone to talk to again. Stanley,
It's been a while.
2 weeks. I've been sitting
The lights are already out.
just sitting here, not a single person to speak with. And you think that that's just how it's always been, right? Me talking, you saying nothing. Would you think that it's exactly the same as always? Doesn't that feel like what we've already been doing? Me just talking. It isn't, Stanley. It isn't the same at all. It isn't even close. Because I know you can't hear me once you push that button. That's what I'm realizing now.
How do you know that?
I'm realizing that I needed to know that someone was listening. I needed there to be a vessel through which my words were moving. It was the vessel I needed, Stanley, not the outcomes, not the story. None of that matters anymore. I'll give it all up. I'll give up every branching path. I'll burn my story to the ground. One single thing I need, and God, I can see now that I need it more than anything, is to know that someone else is taking it in. These words that I'm saying, I need to know you can hear me. Because maybe, Stanley, maybe, if you can hear me, then maybe it means I'm real. Maybe I'm not just a fiction. Was I scared of that all along? Perhaps, yes. Perhaps I've been scared this whole time. If I stop slipping, I'll slip backwards into the silence we consumed by it. I can't be taken by it, Stanley. I can't lose myself in the stretch of emptiness between you and me. When you press that button, you're still right there, but I know you're so tremendously far away. And in those moments, the emptiness folds itself outward in between the two of
You're keeping my attention.
us, suspended in its unyielding power.
Can I have a sex doll or something in this room?
My reality turned inward.
Maybe some ravioli to rub on my titties?
I am truly and completely here. I am a being. I am someone. I am something. I am being listened to. I am being recognized. The emptiness between us has collapsed, and I feel right now like I am not a work of fiction. I feel as though I occupy space in this world again, and I have cast a shadow onto the wall. You see what I'm saying, don't you? You can see what this means to me. I'm so clear about it now, Stanley. I feel as certain about this as I've ever felt about anything at all. I feel renewed. I feel restored, and already I can sense the looming silence as you will press the button for the next time. What a terrible dread it strokes through my heart to think of returning to such coldness.
Now you're just complaining.
Oh, hello, it's you. You're here again. Welcome.
Sounds like you've gotten over it.
Time to think about you and about us and about everything we've been through. I've had so much time. I stopped keeping track after a year. Have you ever sat down in one place?
Where's the light coming from?
Let me describe it for you. To begin with, there is only regret. There is only the turning wheel of missed opportunities. I felt nothing about
Come around and press that button.
longest times, days, months. I lost it all in a blur of the deepest longing to.
Oh, he's gone now. He doesn't even know I'm around. Sometimes I wonder if I'm just a god in reality, and I'm just experiencing this to pull inspiration to conjure in my godly realm, because I'm so awesome. I'm kidding. Kind of. A little bit. Maybe not. Maybe everything's real. Maybe everything is correct. You know, because everything exists everywhere, all at once. But also it doesn't. Okay, I guess we're gonna skip again. Something. Buck the clock? Smoke detector or something?
But they
didn't understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition. But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned, they screamed, they gnashed their teeth and said, entertain us. It wasn't enough. They had to leave a pathetic little thumbs-down review and make all of their pitiful demands. But then, he's talking too much, they said. First, he didn't entertain us, now he won't shut up. It's the inconsistency, it's the lack of accountability, it's the unwillingness to examine with an uncompromising heart the words that they are speaking into the world. As though there were no consequences for a lack of cohesion in one's assessment of others. But of course, absolutely anyone can leave a review. So here's what we get. We get these demands that seek everything and are accountable to nothing. We get a world where someone will say, oh, there should be a skip button. You should be able to
I agree.
Stanley in place while the narrator sits there forever and ever. We want all of this in the new Stanley Parable. We demand it. And then, because it was said, because it was spoken, now it simply has to happen. The most immediate desires, every single thing demanded by every person at every moment in time. If someone wants it, then it's a crime not to bring it into being. Have we been given to indulging every fleeting whim for no reason?
You just gotta do your own thing.
So? Yes! Yes! It seems that this is now the world we live in. It seems that we are a people living in such bleakness and discomfort with ourselves that our entertainment is now our lives. It has come to represent us. It absolutely must speak to who we are as people, because otherwise, without our entertainment, we have nothing. Without entertainment,
Everybody likes different things. Some people like to put cucumbers in their ass. Some people don't.
To look at our deeper nature and find
You can't trust reviews because you aren't the same people as the people reviewing it.
So because of this, we require that our amusements and our playthings and our
You can use your judgment on
are
it.
so impossibly
Like if you see a cucumber in the
that they
thumbnail,
consume all of
you know,
our
you can be
attention,
like,
turn our heads
people probably like
completely
cucumbers
away
that
from
like
the
this.
In effect,
in their
we
ass,
have
perhaps.
demanded that our entertainment be the
Or maybe they're,
ourselves.
you know, straying away from it because of the cucumber, and they don't like to come to terms that they like cucumbers in their ass.
Spirit they project.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm not mad about any of this. I'm at peace with it.
I'm vibing with narrator right now, but we're gonna go.
Around which these perversions hurl themselves. I am a waypoint for reasonable and collected discourse.
That do be facts, though. Okay. I guess he went silent again. I'm gonna have to wait till the button reactivates. Put a limiter on the button pressing. Probably so the system doesn't crash.
The end is never the end, is never the end.
Hey, that's the loading stuff.
Never the end is never the end, 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 is
I put cucumbers in my ass. I do it really fast. Yeah, nobody's gonna last when I come through with the cucumber blast. Yeah, every time. Wear a sash. Like I'm a little Girl Scout girl. Or a Boy Scout. Picking up trash. Eating s'mores. Fuck these whores. Fuck a horse? No, we can't do that. Maybe eat it. Word. You guys like my little kung-pao chicken of a poem? Rap? No? Hey, it's been a while, I guess. What caused all this damage? I guess we're gonna skip some more. Outside. Are we gonna have to wait till everything deteriorates to escape this box that the narrator has made? I wonder why the door disappeared. Very odd. Maybe he just wanted us to listen to him. You know? Maybe that's the end thing about it. Anyways. Plants. Oh. No more plants. Was there a war or something? The ladder's turned over. Ladder turnover pie. I don't know. Anyways, we're gonna keep going. Going along. I think there's some deeper lore there. Some monster alien invasion. My fucking coccyx in this chair. The day I get a gaming chair that doesn't make my ass hurt is the day we have succeeded. Oh. Oh no. Oh yeah? Is there water around here? No? The ocean has dried up, apparently. We are free. I guess the vent wouldn't have really gone anywhere. It's just more aesthetic than anything. Wonder what filled in the hole gap there. Oh! Are we gonna... Yep. I guess we're back. The end is never the end, is never the end, and is never the end, is never the end.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room.
Is there really anything else?
They missed a memo.
I don't feel like there's really much else. I mean, like, there's probably some else. I guess there is more in the Ultra Deluxe area. We could go. Ooh, new content.
Oh, good. You noticed my sign. Yes, I have something very exciting to show you.
Not gonna lie, it's been a while. I mean, I've been playing this game for quite a while now. It's 3.14, aka 3.14, allegedly. Should I go another round and then maybe make a part 2? Perhaps? We'll go.
You see, Stanley, I've been reflecting on the Stanley Parable and about how roundly disappointing this Ultra Deluxe version has turned out to be. The original Stanley Parable was a landmark, and any new content for it should live up to that legacy. So forget
Does it save, though?
Ultra Deluxe nonsense. I say we take it one step even further. Which is why I'm very proud to announce for the first time ever, the Stanley Parable 2.
Whoa! Within the Ultra Deluxe? You're just giving this for free, baby?
Yes, you see, isn't this far superior to a measly
2.
re-release with a few minor additions?
427.
New territory will cover with a fully fledged sequel. An entirely new experience, built from the ground up. Why, there are so many possibilities. It could go in so many different directions. This is what fans have truly been asking for.
Should I name this Stanley Parable 2 now?
Calling it the Stanley Parable 2 is just so much catchier than Ultra Deluxe, don't you think?
I do like the offices better.
Deluxe? What does it even mean? But
It's more modern.
Parable 2. Now
Less
that's
bleh
an
and
artistic
backroomy.
statement right there. It's future-oriented. It screams progress and innovation.
I like it.
Long-term franchising potential.
It's giving GTA Office mixed with Evil Within 2. Because 2 and red. And future.
Now, to be clear, I haven't quite nailed down what exactly the Stanley Parable 2 is going to be, but let's take a look at some of the features I've been developing for it. I figure that if I can loosely organize a handful of interesting concepts,
2 balls.
surely the game will sort of
2
naturally
feet.
spring up around them. It'll all work
2
itself
thumbs.
out. Game development is much more of a fuzzy magic than anything scientific or logical, really.
Scrum. Very nice. I like it. Whoa.
Here we are. Go on, try out some of the new features. For the Stanley Parable 2, I asked myself, what do players really want? And of course, the first and most obvious answer is that they want to be individually recognized and validated as people. So with that in mind, my first addition to the game is this button which speaks the name of the person playing the game. Isn't that wonderful?
Jim.
Sorry, I should have clarified. Right now, the button only says the name Jim. But of course, in the final game, this button will say your name, whatever name that is.
Will they make...
Here, let's have you role play as Jim to really simulate the full experience of this feature.
Why didn't they make it Stanley?
I promise you'll love it. Okay, here we go.
It's not working.
Let's take a deep breath, clear your mind, forget whoever you are, and simply become a person named Jim. I want you to imagine yourself living as Jim.
Jim.
Whoa, hold on. I wasn't finished setting up the backstory. If you don't properly roleplay as Jim, then you'll never understand the impact of this button.
You're breaking my Jim
It's just a stupid
roleplay.
button that says somebody else's name.
Quit acting like I'm not
I'm
Jim.
doing it again, and this time let me finish first. Now, allow yourself to become Jim. Imagine yourself driving to work as Jim, playing frisbee on the weekends as Jim, staying up all night for a popcorn and horror movie sleepover as Jim, developing a crippling substance addiction as Jim, rediscovering yourself through fringe religious groups as Jim, and finally, dying a slow death at an old age, surrounded by members of your cult as Jim.
I ain't Jim. You know what? Fuck it.
Soul, are you alright, fine, whatever? It's just a meaningless button that says Jim. Are you happy now? Get out of here. I'm done with this button. Why don't you go humiliate me in front of a different feature that I worked very hard on?
Jim.
See, if you'd only played along, that would have been your name the button says. But no.
Jim.
Instead, oh, I can't even think about it. I'm taking the Jim button away.
Jim.
No.
Jim.
We got it good though. We got our worth out of it, I guess.
Maybe I'll only let people named Jim play the Stanley
What is this?
Parable 2. They would... An epilogue would be fun, wouldn't it, Stanley? Yes, it will go at the end of the... well, we'll figure that out later.
Oh no. Fuck. I fucked up. What did I do? I went Chinese mode and then I escaped. Roblox. Fuck you mean Roblox? Alright, I guess we'll make a part 2. We'll end that there. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, check out my other stuff. And I'll see you next time, Potato Bros. Bye.
A pug in the dark with a potato heart, gaming through worlds where the shadows start, creeping and crawling where puzzles start. Who's the hero? It's me, that's the part. A leap potato, let's go, let's go. Spud with a mission, stealing the show. From horror chills to puzzles that glow. Elite potato, you already know. Jump scares, beware. I'm still right here. The pug that fears nothing, not even fear. Indie dreams and haunted streams. I'm the potato king of eerie scenes. Elite potato, let's go, let's go. Spud with a mission, stealing the show. From horror chills to puzzles that glow. Elite potato, you already know. Potato paws on the keyboard. Pug life's what I'm here for. Atmospheric worlds to explore. Every click unlocks a lore. Elite potato, let's go, let's go. Spud with a mission, stealing the show. From horror chills to puzzles that glow. Elite potato, you already know. Potato paws on the keyboard. Pug life's what I'm here for. Atmospheric worlds to explore. Every click unlocks a lore. Elite potato.